Hey, sexy people. A lot of people are already non-monogamous. They just don't have the courage to be ethical about it. They've got side chicks and sneaky links, situationships, but ask them to be radically honest about what they actually want, they shut down. Hi, I'm Taylor Sparks, your ethical non-monogamy coach and sex goddess. And what happens when they get caught? Oh, the excuses come flooding in. I didn't mean to. It just happened. You weren't giving me what I needed. I was drunk. I was white girl wasted. Okay, I made that one up. Or the classic, it didn't mean nothing, right? But let's get something straight. Cheating is not about desire. It's about dishonesty. It's cowardice. Cowardice dressed up as confusion. Because if you can't even look your partner in the eye and say, this is who I am, this is what I want, then you're not building a relationship, you're performing one. Ethical non-monogamy takes courage. Cheating takes weakness. Because deep down, you're scared. Scared of what your mama will say, scared of what your kids might think, scared of what your boss, your co-workers, your church, the church, what your friends might say, scared of being judged for simply being honest about who you are. But here's where it gets wild, right? You'll defend cheating. You'll justify betrayal. You'll lie to someone you claim to love just to avoid telling the truth. Most people don't arrive at ethical non-monogamy through crisis. They arrive through conversation. They sat down, got honest, and made a conscious decision to explore love, sex, and connection in a different way. That's why so many ethical non-monogamous relationships thrive, because they're rooted in intention, not damage control. Now, people who transition into ethical non-monogamy after infidelity, well, often they struggle more, not because ethical non-monogamy doesn't work, because they're not used to being their authentic self. They're afraid of that if their partner is free to explore, they might want something or someone else. And that insecurity, that's what gets triggered. Because you can't build ethical non-monogamy on top of deception. It doesn't work like that. This path requires truth, and it starts with you. So here's your call to action. If you're ready to stop lying, if you're tired of hiding, if you want to build relationships rooted in honesty, communication, and freedom, then maybe it's time to explore ethical non-monogamy with intention. And you can start that with my workbook, An African American Guide to Ethical Non-Monogamy, which is a practical, culturally grounded guide filled with exercises, reflection prompts, and real-world tools to help you build transparent, connected, and intentional relationships. So whether you're solo or partner, this workbook are needed to navigate ethical non-monogamy with clarity and confidence. And if you need a guide, a coach, or a reality check, I'm here. My DMs are open. Until next time, your love, your rules, and your freedom. But it all starts with the truth. Bye-bye.